Welcome back, my adoring public, to more Trails of Cold Steel. Vero Fiasco here, and last time I was talking about how, well, because they had the orbital train crash, and Alisa revealed herself to be able to diagnose problems with orbital cars, but not actually fix them. So, there's no way this isn't her dad, dude. Well, at least we've made it as far as the lake, and this is the person who's going to actually fix up the orbital car. Is he at home? His canoe is back. I don't think that was there when we went fishing. No, it definitely wasn't. And the garage is there, so he is 100% back. Well, the boat's at the wharf and the garage door is open. So, I'd say it's likely. Excellent. We should go see him at once. Dude, this is either Alisa's dad or her grandfather. One of the two. Because this seems to be both Gaius's and Alisa's episode. Let's see. But who knows? Maybe they've got... Because if nothing else, they've both got a father figure in common. So let's see if it'll be dad or grandfather. Seems like there's someone inside. I suppose it must be the man we came to see then. Yeah, I'll bet he just came back from fishing. For a hermit, he doesn't seem to want for much. So, what are we gonna do? After entering the cabin, the time of day will advance to evening and all of the day's field study activities will end. Knock on the door. We have nothing else to do. Excuse me, is anyone home? It's open. Come on in. Grandfather, confirmed. Alisa? Excuse us then. It must be your grandfather. And... heck is this guy? Are we gonna get the intro swirl? Hey, it's good to see you again, sir. Well, if it isn't Gaius. Haven't seen you around for, what, half a year now? And little Alisa's here too. Why, I don't think I've seen your face in, must be coming up on 5 years now. Wait, what? Could this be? Grandfather, what are you doing here? I mean... hey... Well, I guess that's one way to be introduced, but let me give you a proper welcome. Gwyn Reinford. I'm Gwyn Reinford, Alisa's favorite granddad. Pleasure to meet you all, Class 7. Honored to meet you, sir. I'm Reen Schwarzer. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Emma Milstein. Eustace Alvarea. It's an honor. Ah, promising group of young folks if ever there was. But you've sure done a lot of growing in the last 5 years, Alisa. You're taller and bigger. That one's going in the mental bank later on. It does this old man's heart good to see how easy on the eyes you've become. Wow, that went even creepier than what I just said. Grandfather, please. But forget about me. What have you been doing out here all this time? Back when you disappeared from Ruhr, I'd never have believed if someone told me this is where I'd find you. Do you have any idea how worried I've been? Oh, come now. I send you letters a couple times a year, don't I? And, of course, I read all the ones you give to Sharon, too. Still, have you been here the whole time these past 5 years? Just about. I don't stay year-round, though. I spend about half the year traveling around the continent, seeing friends, or visiting the Empire. I see. Mr. Reinford? Would you mind if I asked how you know so much about our field study? He does raise an excellent point. It almost seems as though you were expecting us to pay you a visit. Well, it's just a coincidence the truck broke down when it did. But I admit, ever since Irina told me you were coming to the Highlands, I figured I'd see you at some point. You still talk to Mother? Yes, indeed, though just the bare minimum. That girl's zeal for her work borders on unhealthy. What did I ever do to turn her into such a workaholic? Alisa? Anyway, we're all done with our coffees, so let's head on over to the settlement and have a look at that truck. Just wait outside a bit while I go grab my tools. Oh, actually, I've got a few good-sized trout. Can you take them over to the settlement when you go? Of course. He seems like a cool old guy. So, that's the former chairman of the Reinford group. I knew of him by name, but he's a far more lighthearted man than I would have guessed. Indeed, he seems very easygoing. You can say what you really think. You're not going to hurt my feelings or anything. Everyone loves him because he's all laid back and approachable, but mostly he's just capricious and irresponsible. And then, 5 years ago, he just... Alisa? Never mind. Let's get going. As soon as he's ready, we're heading back to the settlement. Alright. Let's wait for him by the garage. Oh, Gaius? Okay, I guess he's still with us then, whatever. And where's Gwen? It's evening now. Dang, we've been out all day. She said to... Yeah, okay, cool. And now Gaius... Okay. Gaius? When did you learn to teleport, dude? Can you teach me? Should we head back to the settlement? Hey, Gaius, you're on pretty good terms with my grandfather then. Something like that. We've only known him for a couple years, but all of us in the settlement owe him a lot. Myself included. Ah. She doesn't seem too happy. Okay, we're good to go. You don't mind if I ride with one of you? And on the horseback? Grandfather? You aren't driving? Nah, the engine's been acting up a bit lately, so I'd rather not. Besides, how could I pass up a chance to get to know my granddaughter's classmates a little better? Reen, right? Got room for one more up there? Sure, dude, why not? Reen's already had to cart around Norton. Alright. Why did he have to pick Reen? He better not be giving him any funny ideas. I'm sure that isn't the case. Besides, Laura already called dibs. I'd feel a bit more at ease if you'd focused more on the reins, though. How's little Sharon doing these days? I heard she recently started working at your dormitory. That's right. I haven't had too much time to get to know her. But she seems really skilled at what she does. Oh, she is. Very much so. But more importantly, she's a real cutie. She always has that lovely, reserved air, but there's a playful side to her, too. I'd wish she'd sign on as my personal maid. That'd be the life. You know, that whole paragraph right there is 100% the reason why she would never do that. Yeah. But that Emma girl is really nice, too. She's got those glasses, that hair you wanted to let down. And she's class pres material to boot. There's a smoldering homeroom hottie if I ever saw one. Emma? Dude, she's like barely a cut above Elliot, and you do not want to meet that guy. Trust me, Gramps. Come on, you know you agree with me. Well, I can't really say that I disagree with you, but... if you don't mind my asking, why did you never tell Alisa that you were here? Yeah, you can't get Reen off track, dude. Tell me, Reen, what kind of girl do you see her as? Well, I'd say she's a really hard worker in a great many respects. Oh, I have no doubt of it. She's good-looking, polite, as well-mannered as any noble's daughter, intelligent, and that all comes naturally to her. It's not some persona she forces on herself. Yeah, I'm amazed at how effortless she makes it all seem. And yet, she has a habit of trying to resolve everything without relying on anyone else for support. I'm sure it hasn't escaped the notice of a canny young man like yourself. It does feel like that sometimes, yeah. She's kind, and her sense of duty compels her to always see things through. But she always keeps everything bottled up, like she never wants to let on to anyone that she needs help with a problem. I'm Alisa R. from Roar. It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. I have a feeling the relations between her mother and I caused her to end up that way. Or, to be more specific, the conflict between the two of us. That's why I didn't tell her where I was. But I'll leave it up to her to fill in the details about that. I'm sure that once the two of you are a bit closer, she'll tell you on her own. A bit closer? I have a feeling there's a critical misunderstanding going on here. They keep saying Laura called dibs. I'm not sure what that means, but... Oh, is that so? I thought there was a little something going on between you two after seeing your name come up in one of her letters. Well, we did have that unfortunate accident back at the start of the year. But that's all it was. We eventually got it sorted out and nothing's really happened since. An accident, eh? Did you accidentally collide with her on your way to school, causing her to drop the toast she held between her sweet lips? And as the dust cleared, did the two of you find yourselves sprawled on the ground in an unlikely yet heart-racing position? What? I don't know what kind of encounter Alisa is recalling. That is not how that happened. That's a really oddly specific question. But I don't know what kind of heart-racing position you're in. Oh, that's... I thought he was talking about when she just came out of Trista Station. So, something really did happen, didn't it? Now, just tell old Gwyn here all about it. I want every last juicy detail. You know how we Reinfords get down. You ever read Game of Thrones? Does the word Targaryen mean anything to you? Grandfather, please! You're gonna spoil him for book 4. Oh my god. This freaking guy. Why is he creeping on his own granddaughter?
Hey, isn't that...
That's weird. Oh, hey, check it out. It's Blue Fee.
Ooh, it's those military academy students. I wonder what they're doing all the way out here. Oh well. Looks like things are gonna start getting interesting. Okay, let's get this mission started. Sheesh. Gramps and the others can be so unreasonable sometimes.
Is she talking about Gwen? So that's interesting. She summons her thing by putting her hands in the air, and what's-her-face, Instructor Sarah summons hers by snapping. Maybe Fee can do it too, who knows? You get it, Gwen. That night, the people of the settlement held a banquet at the Elder's house for us, Gwen, and Norton. Huh. A banquet, you say? There's like 4 families living there, though. You got a son, Kotan, the doctor. No. Oh, the son must be the Amir's wife or something. Because Kotan is her son. So there's only 3 families then. I don't know what we'd do without you, Gwyn. Here's to you, my friend. And to you. Come on, Lacan, this booze isn't going to drink itself. Yes, yes. I can still hardly believe it. Finding the famous Gwyn Reinford out in the sticks like this? You know him then? Of course! He seized on the opportunities of the Orbital Revolution to make Reinford the industrial powerhouse it is today. And it's only gotten bigger since his daughter took over. The Reinford Company was originally an arms manufacturer, making their names on firearms and such. They underwent a massive expansion of their lineup and started working on orbital weapons and railway projects. I suppose that's what it must have looked like to the nobility. But the company does business all across the continent, not just domestically. Gwyn has a refreshingly international outlook for an Erebonian businessman. I see. I knew he was a keen man, but I didn't realize he was that famous. The real mystery is why someone would walk away from that in the first place. Some people say he got ill and had no choice but to stand down, but look at him now. He's the picture of health. So maybe there's some truth to that old rumor after all. Oh? What do you mean? Just something I heard a long time ago. No real proof of it, and we at the Imperial Chronicle aren't in the business of printing baseless speculation. Alisa? I think my eyes were bigger than my stomach. I'm going to go and get a little fresh air, okay? Alright. Yeah, dude, she is 100% unhappy, and it looks like Fatma noticed. Alisa? Reen, Alisa's going out to get some fresh air. Would you mind going and keeping her company? Not at all. But why me? You're the class president and all. You'd make for better company. No, trust me, I think you're definitely the best man for the job. Well, if you say so. Alright, I'll be back in a little while then. Dude, Reen, do everything. It's literally your job description. Okay, so this is our nighttime event then. Oh, voice.
I'm such an idiot. What am I even doing?
Wow, would you look at that view? Amazing, isn't it, Alisa? It's so pretty. Come on, you two. We need to get going. We're running behind schedule. Now, let them have their fun. It's not often you have a day off like this. Why not try and relax for once? That's her dad then.
Alisa?
Oh, Reen. Well, what are you doing out here? Did you eat too much?
My mouth says no, but my stomach's thinking yes. You doing okay? You seem a bit unsteady there.
Nothing like that. I'm just feeling a little out of it. I'm just going to stay out here for a while and get some fresh air. Then I'll be Whoa! Sorry about that.
And I know Laura already called dibs, so back off, Reen.
See? What did I tell you? We've been riding all day. I'm not surprised you're feeling tired. Riding a horse really takes it out of you.
I guess you're right. Why didn't that occur to me before?
Yeah, F the horse. They're the ones doing all the work, dude.
Hey, Alisa. Look up at the sky.
Huh?
Oh, wow.
Wow.
You know, I didn't even notice it last night because we turned in so early. But now that we know, if you're out here to get some air, better to take in the starlight than look at the ground, right?
You're right.
Dude, that is a pretty impressive view. No light pollution to worry about, dude? That's awesome.
My father was a technician. 8 years ago, he passed away.
That sucks.
My family was never really the same after that.
I'm sure.
Mother was director of the company back then. She focused all of her energy on making the Reinford group even bigger. She used to treasure our family, but after that, it's like she could barely spare a thought for us.
Oh. She did seem like a talented businesswoman when we met her. Well, more than talented to run the Reinford group.
What you saw in Ruhr Station was just a watered-down version of her normal intensity.
Really?
We'd be able to have dinner together maybe once every 3 months, and that's being generous. But at least I wasn't alone. Grandfather and Sharon were always there for me.
That's how it was, huh? I guess you've known Sharon for a long time then.
Yeah, my mother hired her about 7 years ago.
Huh.
Being a Reinford and all, I never had many people I could really call friends when I was young. The nobles looked down on me, of course, but the common people treated me like I was different from them, too.
Maybe because you called them common people.
At least with my grandfather and Sharon around, I never felt totally alone. Grandfather introduced me to all kinds of different hobbies, like horseback riding and playing the violin. Sharon taught me self-defense and archery, and all the high society etiquette expected of a lady. Meanwhile, my mother kept expanding the company completely against the wishes of my grandfather, the chairman.
Sharon's the one who taught her how to fight.
I see.
Remember that now, boys and girls. That'll be important.
Though, hasn't Reinford always been a big industrial company?
Kind of, yeah. Even back then, they took on projects in all fields, from steel mills to railway construction to guns and tanks. It's not surprising there are people out there who like to call the company a merchant of death.
I mean, they make the weapons, yeah, but...
I can't say I completely agree with that side of the company, but I've never felt embarrassed or ashamed about it.
You shouldn't.
But a few years ago, the Reinford group finally went too far.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Those 2 railway guns set up in Gorelia Fortress on the eastern edge of the Empire?
The ones from the opening?
You know about those, right?
Yeah, I've heard of them. They're supposed to have the longest range of any orbital cannon in the world.
I've only seen their spec sheets, but the destruction they're capable of is terrifying.
They look like mounted tanks.
Erebonia's still fighting with Calvert over Crossbell, and those guns are capable of targeting any point in Crossbell State.
Dude, why is Crossbell so important?
In just a couple hours, they could wipe Crossbell City and its 500,000 citizens off the map.
Okay, that's kind of intense.
No way. That's way beyond being a weapon of war. More like an instrument of massacre.
I couldn't agree more. And neither could my grandfather, who supervised their construction.
Why make something like that?
Even though my mother was the one who signed off on the project, my grandfather regretted it like the decision was his. As he was hesitating over whether to hand them over to the Imperial Army, my mother betrayed him.
Uh-oh.
What?
She went behind his back and secured the support of all of Reinford's major shareholders. Everyone from Ruhr's ruling lord Marquis Ragnar to the top brass of the Imperial Army was on her side. In the face of such overwhelming pressure from all sides, my grandfather was forced to capitulate.
Marquis? Isn't that pronounced Marquis?
He stepped down as chairman, and my mother wasted no time taking his place. That's when my grandfather decided to leave the company entirely. And me.
I'm sure that's not, like, the and me part? Dude, that's a lot.
I thought I'd at least have Sharon on my side, but she just did whatever my mother told her to do. It's been 5 years since then already.
Oh.
Man, that's,
I think I get it now. Why she gets under your skin, I mean.
Sharon?
It's not so much what your mother did, but how it ended up tearing your family apart.
Yeah. I couldn't believe my mother would betray her own father. I couldn't believe grandfather would take it without fighting back. I couldn't believe Sharon, who'd always supported me, watched it all happen without a word of protest.
And get fired, dude? Then what?
It really drove it home to me. How big the Reinford group was now, and how small I was. I hated realizing it had become so large that corporate interests were stronger than family ties. Looking back, I guess that's when I decided I'd leave home and enroll in the academy. Even when I ran, I couldn't go far enough to escape my mother's shadow, or the Reinford name. Then I come here and find my grandfather happily enjoying a whole new life without a care in the world. When I stepped outside, I was feeling so lost, so frustrated, wondering what I'd been doing all this time. But it's kind of strange, you know? I look up at the stars and it feels like I can escape the gravity of everything. I think I'm finally starting to understand why my grandfather chose to leave it all behind and move out here in the first place.
Don't get any ideas now.
You really are strong, Alisa. Stronger than you realize. You were finally ready to talk about it. About your family and the company and everything. So, maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Maybe you're right. But I don't think I would have been able to if I hadn't enrolled at the academy. Meeting everyone in Class 7, the lacrosse club, you... I'm a better person for it. Your support has already made a difference. So, thanks. Thanks for worrying about me. And thanks for reminding me to look up, not down.
That's actually a pretty good saying.
Anytime. Though, truth be told, I came to check on you because Emma asked me to.
Yeah?
Sorry to ruin the moment.
I thought that might be the case. Oh well, there's always next time. It's kind of strange to hear you tell me I'm strong, because I could say the same thing about you.
I mean, neither of you will be wrong.
You always seem to get thrust into the role of leader, someone we can count on to keep us on track.
I guess running errands on all my free days is really helping me buckle down. Still, I feel like I've got a long way to go, especially when I keep running from myself.
Ooh, what do you mean by that?
Remember back in Celtic? I said that I came to the academy to find myself. But sometimes, I wonder if maybe I just wanted to get away. From my family, from myself.
Oh. Do you not get along well with your family?
That doesn't seem like the case.
Oh, I do. I'm not their real son, but my parents always loved me like I was. My sister and I, we've had our differences, especially lately, but we still get along pretty well. No, the problem's just with me.
Rain. Still, I suppose the fact you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Yeah, Laura's pretty great. I agree.
Who'd have thought I'd have the chance to feed you your own good advice so soon? I can't believe you can just say things like that with a straight face.
Dude, but Rena's the best kind of cheesy. Come on.
Maybe being on the receiving end every now and then will do you some good.
Alright, you got me. I admit defeat. But yeah, I guess I'm starting to figure things out. In my own way.
That's cool. Reen is like his own character.
Maybe enrolling at Thoris was the first thing I'd done right in a long time. I ended up in Class 7. And now, all of us are out here like this, spending time together.
Yeah, I like that.
It seems kind of fun.
I hope the things we learned during our field studies can help us all make a difference in the world. So... Wait, all of us?
What?
You two were gone so long that we started to get a little worried.
Guys!
No way! How long have you been listening?
Please don't tell Laura!
Still, I suppose the fact that you were finally ready to talk about it means that maybe you found what you were looking for to move past that, right?
Stop!
Uses!
Rain, he was the one who said it first. I was just repeating it back to him.
Too late for that!
Oh, Alisa, there's nothing to be embarrassed about. Honestly, you touched my heart.
I apologize for eavesdropping on you, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad I did.
How did I end up in the middle of this anyway? Fine, if that's how you want to play it. None of you are getting any sleep until you've shared all your most embarrassing secrets.
What? I don't...
You wish.
Seems like you did well.
You wish.
Honestly, I feel like she helped me more than I helped her. Hey, guys? This is a really beautiful place.
Yeah, Nord is awesome.
Yeah, ain't it?
Like, that's pretty. If it weren't for all the... Alisa can now use the S-Craft Rosetta arrow.
Ooh, you're moving up in the world.
A special lesson.
I've got a little reward here for you.
3 + 1. Huh. I honestly expected... Okay. Received Ingenuity as a perk. And I
Keep up
moved
the
up a
good work.
rank. Cool. Maybe... If I'd gotten all of them right, maybe I would have gotten another 5 AP rather than 4. Okay. Oh, 255 hours. Shift's almost over. Oh, that's Zats! No sign of anything suspicious, or anything at all, really. Why do we even do this every day? You do know what the point of having a sentry is, right? Oh, hey, you're early. But come on now, you gotta get where I'm coming from at least a little. I could understand if we were posted near Crossbell, but who's gonna start a war out here in the boondocks? You never know, right? Perhaps the fact that you'd never expect it would make it the perfect place to start a war. Besides, Lieutenant General Zex says we need to stay on alert, and he knows the situation better than we do. The Lieutenant General's a great man, yeah. But what are those big shots from the 3rd Armored Division doing stationed in some backwater place like this anyway? You think that rumor's true? That he got posted here because he wouldn't help the Blood and Iron Chancellor? Watch what you say. That kind of idle gossiping is how rumors get wings. Fine. Such a killjoy. Anyway, you got things covered here? I want to go get some sleep. Got a few minutes left on my shift, but you're here, and hey, who's counting? Honestly. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, what the? Dude, what? What happened? Did they just get shelled? Who had the order to attack? No one. I've heard nothing of the sort. Zender Gate needs to know about the... Oh, what the... No way. Dude. Ah! An enemy attack? Where is it coming from? Dude, what's happening? Oh, man. See, this is how wars get started. Man. Save, definitely. Man. Dang. Obviously, everything was going way too well for the field study group, so we're definitely going to go ahead and we're going to see the fallout of this. It seems like it's a false flag operation. We'll see the fallout of it definitely next time. So join me then for more Trails of Cold... Ooh. Trails of Cold Steel. Bye for now, guys.